she's not a killer. She's simply karma. Oh my God, I love that line. I mean, you always have me at cult. Check. Check, check, check. Is invited, Well, yeah, that'll spice up your trip when your friends start dying. What? The audacity. I'm sure you guys love when I spell words out. I am officially halfway there. Bum, bum, bum. Hi everybody, it's Audrey and welcome back to Chapter and Converse and welcome to October. I love me some October. Yes, I'm a biased Libra baby. It's Libra season. Technically on the calendar it's fall. I'm waiting for the weather to catch up, but it is time to talk about all the books that are coming out in October that I am super jazzed about. So we're going to dive into that. I'm also going to dive into a very exciting reading journal from Clever Fox, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. First, we're going to talk about some of the books that are coming out, starting with books on October 1st. The month is starting off strong. You guys, it is Dark Academia season, which you've been around here, which you have been around here. If you have been around here, here we go. I love me some Dark Academia. I've talked about the TBR that sank my ship, which is why I stopped making even pretend TBRs, because I can't keep to them anyway. But I live for a Dark Academia. I am not reserved to only reading them in the fall, but here we go. The first one is Society of Lies by Laura Ling Brown. This book, I want to say it was originally coming out in September. It got pushed. I want to say January, maybe. Kate from Book Wild was talking about this as like a most anticipated 2024 book. So when I tell you I have been waiting 10 months for this, I'm not even kidding. And it's finally almost, by the time when you guys see this, it's finally almost here. The cover, can we just? The season of beautiful covers, let me shimmy for you guys, continues, or the year of beautiful covers continues. Anyway, okay, what's it all about, you want to know? How far would you go to belong? This is about Maya, and she has returned to Princeton for her college reunion. Again, if you guys know me, you're going to hear every buzzword known to Audrey Kind in this book. Maya has returned to Princeton for her college reunion. It's been 10 years since she graduated, and she's looking forward to seeing old faces and reminiscing about her time there. The visit is special because Maya will also be attending the graduation of her little sister Naomi. Should be fun. But what should have been a dream weekend becomes Maya's worst nightmare when she receives the news that Naomi is dead. Wow. The police are calling it an accident, but Maya suspects there's more to the story than they are letting on. So she is putting together the pieces of what happened leading up to her sister's death, and also begins to realize how much her sister has hidden from her, past and present secrets. I don't know if we're going to get multiple timelines here or not, but we'll find out. And then we have a bit of like a secret society vibe called the Sterling Club, and Maya has also belonged to it back in her day. So we're kind of getting like a Skulls vibe to it, which is one of my favorite all-time movies. And we've got the more she uncovers, like the more danger she's going to be in, what is going on here, a sister story, secret societies, gorgeous cover. I'm very, very excited. And it says every clue is leading Maya back to the past. So you know she's got some stuff in her own past that we're going to find out about. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What a better way to kick off the month? Or what better way is there to kick off the month? I've got 2 more October 1st books, so you choose. Okay, the next book is actually a sequel, and it's appropriately called The Sequel by Jean Henniff Korelitz. This is the sequel to her book, The Plot. Have I read The Plot yet? No. Do I own it? Yeah. Look at her, right here. I've been eyeing it in anticipation of this book coming out, so this is on my pile of possibilities. Another way to say TBR, but I'm excited to read it. I'm in a little bit of a zone of series again. Nothing formal, because as soon as I formalize it, I tank it. But I've kind of been, and by kind of I mean totally, have been enjoying staying with the same characters over and over again. So even though this is a 2-book series, it's still 2 is better than 1 right now. So I'm going to read a little bit about the plot. And this is Jacob Finch Bonner was once a promising young novelist with a respectable published first book. Today he's teaching in a third-rate MFA program and is struggling to maintain what's left of his self-respect. He hasn't written, let alone published, anything decent in years. So when Evan Parker, his most arrogant student, announces he doesn't need Jake's help, Because the plot of his book in progress is a sure thing, Jake is prepared to dismiss the boast as typical amateur narcissism, but then he hears the plot. So this kind of takes off in I'm pretty sure the professor steals the student's plot. This was one of those freakish things where like a couple books with this similar idea came out around the same time. I read Kill Your Darlings by David Bell. I'm very excited for this. This also obviously has a bit of a dark academia vibe because we are in college. And I'm not going to read what the sequel is about since I haven't read the plot yet, and I don't want to know because I imagine it's a sequel, but it's there for the taking. And we're going to find out. So if you have already read this, the sequel is coming out. If you haven't, perhaps something new to dive into, and how fun is it to know that the next book in the series is already out. So that is our second October 1st release. And then the third one is called Killer House Party by Lily Anderson. The red Solo cup. The staple of every party. This is pitched as a young adult horror following Arden and her friends as their graduation party at an abandoned mansion turns into a bloody fight for survival. This is giving me a little bit of Danielle Valentine vibes. So I was recently talking about how I enjoy a little horror within reason. I can't do body horror, but I think this is in a safe zone of horror for me. And the plot line, the blurb, the synopsis, the what's written online about it says, red Solo cups, check. Snacks, check. Abandoned mansion full of countless horrors that won't let you leave, check. Check, check, check. The Dinehart Manor has been a looming shadow over town for as long as anyone can remember, and it's been abandoned for even longer. When the final Dinehart descendant passes, the huge Gothic manor is up for sale for the first time ever, which means Arden can steal the keys from her mom's real estate office. It's time for a graduation party no one will forget. I'm pretty sure Arden, people are not gonna forget this night. Arden and her friends each have different reasons for wanting to throw the party to end all parties, but when the manor doors bar everyone inside and the walls begin to bleed, all anyone wants to do is make it out alive. Is anybody else having flashbacks to another book Audrey has not yet read but talked about, The September House, where the walls bled? I see the making of, that came out last year, of some spooky season plans happening here. So there you go. YA horror, bloody walls. Who knew? Who knew? All right. And now for books coming out the week of October 8th. The first one is The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulak. I am seeing a lot of good pre-reviews for this, people who have arcs of this book. I love me a wedding book. I really do. I don't know why I like to see terrible things happen to people at weddings, but I do. And this one is built into the title. So we have Frank Szatowski. We're really going to do a number on Audrey today. Szatowski. I'm sure you guys love when I spell words out. All right, Frank is shocked when his daughter Maggie calls him for the first time in 3 years. He was convinced that their estrangement would become permanent. He's even more surprised when she invites him to her upcoming wedding in New Hampshire. Frank is ecstatic and determined to finally make things right. I love a New England setting. He arrives to find that the wedding is at a private estate, just like the last one. I don't know why I'm going over here. I don't actually have the last book. Okay, we've got a wedding at a private estate, secluded, luxurious, very much out of his league. Perfect for murder and madness, I'm sure. And it seems that Maggie failed to mention that she's marrying Aidan Gardner, the son of a famous tech billionaire. Feeling desperately out of place, Frank focuses on reconnecting with Maggie and getting to know her new family. But it's difficult because Aidan is withdrawn, he's evasive, Maggie doesn't seem to have time for him, and he finds that the locals are disturbingly hostile to the Gardners. Frank needs to know more about this family his daughter is marrying into, but if he pushes too hard, he could lose Maggie forever. So I don't know what he's going to do. But Riley Sager says, and I quote, "Part conspiracy thriller, part family drama. The Last One at the Wedding kept my heart racing and my mind reeling." You don't have to tell me twice, Riley. Also, love this cover. Love, love, love this cover. Not anything like The House Across the Lake, but just the physical cover, because I always have Riley on the brain. It's like, oh, look at this house across the lake. That was Vermont. This is New Hampshire. I think that was Vermont. Or was that New Hampshire? I think it was Vermont. Anyway, I could be getting it mixed up with Home Before Dark, but we're not here for Riley Sager. We're here for Jason Rekulak. And sort of in a Riley Sager connecting things, we're also here for Taylor Swift, or at least I am. So typical coffee table book, Taylor Swift's Style, Fashioned Through the Eras by Sarah Chappell. I very much enjoy me some Taylor Swift. Would I have the audacity to call myself a Swiftie? No. Would I, hands up, hands down, call myself a fan? Yes. But I have not been so ingrained in the Swiftiness to even pretend to put myself at that high of a tier, but I very much enjoy her. And I very much enjoy fashion, and I very much enjoy Taylor Swift, and I cannot get the book to come up. Hold, please. All right, so A, gorgeous hardcover edition, gold foiled edges. I will do anything for a special edition book, which reminds me, I forgot to talk about a book. Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. So this is, for Taylor Swift, fashion and music go hand in hand, each playing a powerful role in shaping the narrative of this generation's most prolific storyteller. We all know about the red lipstick. We've got a mini skirt. She definitely is in different eras, and she uses fashion to convey different eras. I love me a red carpet. I love me a fashion week. I miss the days of fashion magazines. I just love it, love it, love it. Super intrigued by this, and I just think it's kind of great fun. I love these deep dives. I love analyzing, like reading other people analyzing fashion choices and like the deliberate choices. She is a complete mastermind, and it just caught my eye because it looked really fun. I do love a coffee table book. I do love like a home interior design book. I just love it all. I love it all. But to get back to, let me get it right. Another book that is so preposterously gorgeous. I was gonna say I haven't pre-ordered anything this month, but I've actually pre-ordered two things. So the first is the special edition of Emily Henry's Beach Read. It comes out on October 1st. This is the deluxe edition. Ding dong, you guys. Look at this book. Shimmering revamped cover, sunset sky art end papers and sprayed edges, gold foil stamped case, and a new introduction from Emily and a bonus January and Gus epilogue. I am so obsessed with what this book looks like. I was gonna say the Beach Read. Beach Read was the first Emily Henry book that I read, and I'm excited to reread it. You guys know, will fall over backwards for a beautiful book. And when I saw her post that this was coming, because I just went on to see when I ordered it, I ordered this on April 1st. So I am here for this. And I can't wait. And that's a lie. I ordered this on April 11th. Close. Anyway, super excited about this. Just to back it up for half a minute to October 1st, this one's coming out. Okay, back to October 8th. Whew, you guys, it's a day, it's a month, it's a year, it's all of the things. Okay, another nonfiction book. Kendra Adachi from The Lazy Genius has another book coming out. This book is called The Plan, and this is Manage Your Time Like a Lazy Genius. So I have read The Lazy Genius. I've talked about it on here before. I feel like that book needs a reread almost regularly from me. I need to get it back together with this. But this is about productivity. So it says, if productivity systems tend to let you down, the plan will be a relief. Most time management books leave you feeling inadequate, focusing on greatness and optimization. But what if you want to simply live your life without chasing productivity at every turn? Is there a way to manage your time without being at its mercy? The plan will show you how. So I very much enjoy Kendra's voice, her approach, her storytelling, her humor, her wit. I think she's super approachable. I think her writing is super digestible. It's not preachy. It's not condescending. It's not like 10 feet above and like there's no way I can achieve this. It's actionable. And I'm very interested in this. I have struggled more than usual with time management, I feel like this year. There have been a lot of different factors at play, but I have had multiple moments, including yesterday, when I realized I ran out of coffee filters. I had the last one. So yesterday was okay, and then I went to the cabinet to get more and there were none. Like, I don't run out of stuff like that. Did I go out and buy more yesterday? Of course I did, because I could not have coffee this morning. But like, any kind of like time management, organization, planning, I just have been failing left, right, and center this year. So I'm very intrigued by this book. And there was so much actionable stuff in The Lazy Genius. I very much expect this to be the same. So I is on this one big time. and I'm very curious to hear her tips and tricks. Her podcast is fantastic. There's lots in there, but I love just a book where I can go back to at my leisure and mark it up. Mark it up, mark it up, mark it up. So there you go. Some self-help. I need it. I need it. Okay. And then we have I Did Something Bad by Pie Mo Thet War. And this is a smart and swoony adventure rom-com. We have a journalist and a movie star, so like regular person, famous person, and they find themselves teaming up to cover up a murder after falling for each other in the process. I love me a little happy ever after. When freelance journalist Kin Hamar is assigned by Vogue to get the scoop on Tyler Toon, Hollywood's hottest movie star, she's determined to succeed. Tyler has returned home to Myanmar to shoot his latest film, and if Kin's able to get an exclusive, there may well be a permanent position waiting for her at Vogue Singapore. This is a little bit of like Funny You Should Ask kind of vibes of like regular person journalist movie star. Tyler has a very private life and doesn't show any signs of letting down his walls for Kin. But then one night on set, a man follows Kin into the park. When he threatens her, Tyler steps in and things escalate fast. Kin knows they can't go to the police even if this was self-defense, and even if the stranger seems to have targeted her specifically. So they work together to hide their secret, find out more about her attacker, and grow closer. And Tyler finally starts to open up. But the idea of writing the article gives Kin an uncomfortable morality-related guilt. Before long, everything hangs in the balance. Will they get away with murder, and can Kin get the expose she needs for her dream job? And is she willing to risk Tyler's trust in the process? Not again. It always sounds bad when I say it, but like, I like the idea of a movie star murdering someone and being part of a cover-up. I just really do. And as a former journalism student, I always get jazzed when any kind of journalist shows up. I love anyone who's a writer, and I'm excited for this. So this definitely seems to maybe strike like a Finley chord. I'm wondering if it's going to be a little bit sexier. We'll find out. But I also love the cover of this, and yeah, it just sounds like a really good time. I wonder if there's going to be some movie set stuff, maybe some behind the curtain stuff. I don't know. But the tagline on this is "Danger never looks so good." It says it's deliciously funny, the charm of Notting Hill and the suspense of J.D. Robb. I love these little blurbs. Fans of movie star fiction rarely sees an Asian romance. Here we go. Dark, delicious, deathly, witty story. Had me hooked from the very first page. I'm excited. I'm very excited for this one. And then the last October 8th book, we have book number 28 in the Kay Scarpetta series, Identity Unknown. I finished book 14 like a week ago. Predator, a week ago. Predator. I'll be talking about it in my next wrap up with limited details because it's book number 14 in a series. But you guys, I am officially halfway there. It's very exciting. I've also moved into book number 14 was the first in the series that I hadn't read yet. So 1 through 13 was a reread for me. So I'm officially in new territory. I don't want to read too much about this one because, you know, I don't need any kind of spoilers. But the top headline says, autopsies can reveal the secrets of the dead, and this victim is sending Scarpetta a message. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be back in this world. I've been back in it for a bit, but like I really have been enjoying, like I said at the top of this video, the consistency across books, across characters. And if you haven't already heard, it is finally getting made into a TV show. This has been false started so many times. There's a lot of chitter chatter about who's in it, who's cast in it. Is anybody interested? Is anybody here for a sidebar? Nicole Kidman? Let's take a beat. If you're not interested, just skip to the next, but if you are. So Amazon has greenlit a 2-season order. Again, there's 28 books to choose from, so I'm very curious to see like how they do, like where it all goes, where it begins, where all of it. So Nicole Kidman is going to play Kay Scarpetta. A lot of chitter chatter about this. And she's going to star opposite Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm very curious who Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be, because I feel like years ago, when this was initially talked about, Jamie Lee Curtis was slated or pointed out or talked a lot about being Kay. So I'm very curious. And the two are also going to be executive producers. And then we have Bobby Cannavale, who, like Mr. Rose Byrne, Does anybody remember from the beginning of Third Watch? Loved. He was in Hurly Burly, which I saw with Ethan Hawke, which I loved. He's been in so many movies. He's been in a ton of stuff. Very excited for him. Simon Baker, Ariana DeBose, Rosie McEwen, and Jake Cannavale. Are Jake and Bobby related? I have absolutely no idea. So anyway, I don't know who's playing who. I don't want to speculate on who's playing who. I have such vision in my head about what some of these actors look like. So like if Bobby's going to be Marino, I can't even picture it because I picture Marino as this guy I used to work with ages ago whose name was Molino. And that's not why I picture it, but that's how I picture him. That's just like this big, not even gruff, like he was like a gruff teddy bear of a dude, but he was one of like the top bosses when I was like super young at my first job. And I always think of him, and nobody in this cast looks like him, which is totally fine. I also, not surprisingly, or maybe surprisingly, picture Kay Scarpetta as Patricia Cornwell, like a total self-insert, which is not actually the case, but I'll be very curious. I don't know who's gonna be Lucy. I don't know who's gonna be Benton. I don't know who's gonna be what. We're all gonna find out together. And I'm very excited for this. I'm also super curious, like, how does Nicole Kidman have the time to be in every show ever? I feel like she's showing up everywhere, but we will find out. So my anticipation is super high on this. But anyway, thank you for indulging me. Small sidebar. Now back to the books. All right, so we've got one book coming out on October 15th, and that is The Bitter End by Alexa Dunn. So she wrote The Ivies, which I read, I feel like that was 3 years ago, maybe. Prep school, YA, just like mean girls competing to get into the Ivy Leagues. And this is a isolated thriller, like an And Then There Were None, which you guys know is one of my favorite tropes. And we get bad weather, which I love. We get snow, 8 teens trapped in a remote ski cabin. Obviously murder is going to happen because that's what it's all about. Plus there's a whole bunch of blood on the cover, so that should be a little bit of a giveaway. So we have students of LA's elite Warner Prep can't wait for their senior excursion. 5 days of Instagrammable adventures in one of the world's most exclusive locations. It's not even a tongue twister of a sentence. This is not your average field trip, which is why 8 students can't believe their bad luck when they end up on a digital detox in an isolated Colorado ski chalet. The audacity to take their phones away. Their epic trip is panning out to be an epic bore until their classmates start dropping in a series of disturbing deaths. The message is clear. This trip is no accident. Well, yeah, that'll spice up your trip when your friends start dying. So a blizzard strikes, secrets are revealed, betrayals are exposed, and survival is at stake in a race to the bitter end. Bum, bum, bum. There you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. I love an isolated thriller. I love when weather messes everything up. And again, it always sounds bad when I say it, but like I love it And Then There Were None, picking people off kind of a situation. Always love reading these adaptations. Homages to And Then There Were None. Okay, before we get into the next round of books, let's talk about a great way to keep track of the books you're reading with a reading journal. I was so excited to get an email from Clever Fox asking me if I wanted to try out their new reading journal, and obviously the answer was yes and please. You guys know I love a book, I love a notebook, I love tracking what I'm reading. I'm finding more and more as I listen to audiobooks and as I'm reading ebooks that my ability to tag, flag, bookmark doesn't exist, and I need to write stuff down. So I have been writing stuff down on, sort of like little scraps of paper, little one-sheeters, to remember the who's, the what, so I can talk about it, so I can do my book reviews. So when I go back at the end of the year, when I like to just sit and look at all the fabulous books I've read, I have a place to do it. So I'm excited to have a place to do it. And I have just used kind of a blank notebook in the past, and I'm always looking for a way to do things better. So in typical Clever Fox fashion, they have stickers that come with it, which, I mean, you guys, it's again, like everything I love. There's like cute little book stickers. It's gonna be blurry on me. Let me try this again. Will it focus on this? So fun little book stickers, and then it's got like thumbs up, thumbs down, little typewriters, other such fun things. Focus, focus, focus. And you can customize your book, which I love. So it has a framework to it. And then you can kind of make it your own, which is kind of like my favorite thing to do. I will never be a bullet journaler. I don't have that kind of ambition in me. I know my limits, but it lets you like kind of like review the books. I don't know how easily you can see this, but it gives you the prompts of like the title, the author, the genre, what did you think of it? Like has a couple of prompting questions, thoughts and notes that you can add. And then at the beginning, it has an index and you can do your star ratings in it. Let me try it, blocking my own face. And it gives me like just enough guidance, but also enough room to be me in the book and do my own stuff. And then it has a few blank pages in the back where you can just like add some more notes. I'm so excited for this. I'm so grateful to Clever Fox for sending it to me. It has beautiful ribbons in it as well. I love a ribbon. I'm like, look at me. It has a daily reading tracker in it. Ugh, I get such satisfaction of like bubbling stuff in. There's an area for books to read, a reading list, all of it. So much that you can do with this, and such a great, convenient, you can like put a little pen in it if you want. Nice, compact. I love it, love it, love it so much. Super thankful to Clever Fox for sending it to me. I'm going to include the link. You guys can check it out. They come in a ton of colors. Trying to pick a color. Imagine how long that took me. But I just love that you can keep all your detailed notes. Lay flat binding, which is one of my favorite things ever. Can't stand when you have to like hold it all open and everything, but so fantastic, so excited. There's also a pocket in the back for loose notes in case you have any, and I'm super jazzed. So big fan of Clever Fox, and so we're super excited that they sent it to me. So thank you again, Clever Fox. You guys check it out. Link will be down below if you are interested in getting one or seeing it in better detail than what my hand's holding it up here. Okay, let's get back to the books. All right, we have a few books coming out on the 22nd. The first one is Everyone This Season Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson. So this is a novella in the Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone series. What's with me today? So book number 1 is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. The second book in the series is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. Haven't read it yet. No judgment. And then the new one, Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. So we are following Ernest Cunningham. He is our fourth wall breaking leader through these stories. This is like really good, sharp, witty, dry humor. The first book takes place in Australia. I don't know where the train ride is in book number 2. Hold please. When the Australian Mystery Writer Society invites Ernie to their crime writing festival aboard the Gone, the famous train between Darwin and Adelaide. He was hoping for some inspiration for his second book, but people start to die, because of course they do. And then in this book, Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret, these are lots of words. In this book, Ernie says he used to be a fan of reading Golden Age murder mysteries until he found himself with a haphazard career getting stuck in the middle of real life ones. He is backstage at a world-famous magician's show. We have a murder, we have a bunch of suspects, we have a bunch of clues, and he's going to try and solve it. So yay for him, yay for all of us, and a nice little palate cleanser of a novella every once in a while. It's nice to have a little something short to read. All right, another nonfiction book. I'm very excited for this one. I have a feeling this is going to be super interesting. This is called Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz. All my One Tree Hill fans out there, you guys. This is life on a cult TV show while also in an actual cult. What? So I am delinquent on listening to the podcast with her and Sophia Bush and Hillary Burton Morgan, and now, dang it, what's his name? Rob. Drama Queens. Drama Queens. Drama Queens. Shoot. Robert Buckley. Like Lipstick Jungle. We've talked about him before. I don't remember why he came up in something, but I remember I popped a picture of him shirtless here. Anyway, I was a diehard One Tree Hill fan. I have so many thoughts and feelings about it. I've been loving this podcast. So much about Bethany Joy Lenz's personal life, like things that have come out. Very interesting. She's made a lot of interesting comments. I find her a very interesting woman, and I'm excited to read this book. So let me get back to her page. It says a deliciously witty and inspiring memoir. She talks about her decade in a cult and her quest to break free. So in the early 2000s, after years of hard work and determination to break through as an actor, she was finally cast as one of the leads on One Tree Hill. Haley, Nathan, Naley, Forever. They are endgame to me. Love them. Her career was about to take off, but her personal life was slowly beginning to unravel. What none of the show's millions of fans knew, hidden even from her co-stars, was her secret double life in a cult. I mean, you always have me at cult, but this is even more exciting. An only child who often had to fend for herself and always wanted a place to belong. Lens found the safe haven she'd been searching for in a Bible study group with other Hollywood creatives. However, the group soon morphed into something more sinister, a slowly woven web of manipulation, abuse, and fear under the guise of a church covenant called the Big House Family. Just sounds suspect. Piece by piece, Lens began to give away her autonomy, ultimately relocating to the family's Pacific Northwest compound, overseen by a domineering minister who would convince Lens to marry one of his sons, and steadily drained millions of her TV income without her knowledge. Garbage. Family minders assigned to her on set. Maoist struggle sessions. Inspired meetings in the basement of a filthy house and regular counseling with leadership were just part of the tactics used to keep her loyal. There's nothing like reading a synopsis to make me sound like a real dunce. Okay. Only when she became a mother did Lens finally find the courage to leave and to spare her child from a similar fate. After nearly a decade and with the unlikely help of a One Tree Hill superfan, she finally managed to escape the family's grip and began to heal from a deep trauma that forever altered her relationship with God and her understanding of faith. Written with powerful honesty and dark humor, Dinner for Vampires is an inspiring story about the importance of identity and understanding what you believe. I am so curious. Like, talk about, like, you never know what is going on with someone. When I first saw the title of this, I assumed it was like a wink and a nod at the garbage guy behind One Tree Hill, and I'm just super intrigued by this. So sign me up. I will be reading this. I will be watching this. I will be reading this. I'm very excited for this book. I'm really, it's like interested in her journey and interested to find out. So I've got that. And then we have 2 more books coming out on the 29th. And the first one is called This Girl's a Killer by Emma C. Wells. We get a Finley Donovan and Bandit Queens comp for this one. Ask Cordelia Black why she did it. The answer will always be, he had it coming. A lot of Chicago stuck in our head now. Cordelia Black loves exactly 3 things: her chosen family, her hairdresser, worth every penny plus tips, and killing bad men. Yay, yay, yay! By day, she's an ambitious pharma rep with a flawless reputation and a designer wardrobe. By night, she culls South Louisiana of unscrupulous men, monsters who think they've evaded justice until they meet her. Sure, the evening news may have started throwing around phrases like serial killer, but Cordelia knows that's absurd. She's not a killer. She's simply karma. Oh yeah, I love that line. She's not a killer. She is simply karma. And being karma requires complete and utter control. But when Cordelia discovers a flaw in her perfectly designed system for eliminating monsters, pressure heightens. And it only intensifies when her best friend starts dating a man Cordelia isn't so sure is a good person. Someone who might just unravel everything she has worked for. A little bit of They Never Learn. A little bit of My Sister is a Serial Killer. But like in a reverse way. I don't know. I'm super excited for this. I love me some vigilante justice. I love me a female serial killer taking out the bad dudes. I feel like I don't have the wherewithal, the knowledge to say this sounds like Blood Sugar because I haven't read it yet. But I know that I feel like she also eliminated bad men. I don't know. Let me know what you think. This one sounds really good though. This one sounds really good. And to round out the month, we have The Debutantes, and this is by Olivia Worley. This is Jessica Goodman meets the Agathas. I very much enjoy the Agathas. As explained from my love of One Tree Hill, I've also resurrected a love that never left for Dawson's Creek. I love me a teen show. This is a YA thriller set in the glittering world of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, where secrets and bodies never stay buried. The cover had me. It reminds me of the Jennifer Lynn Barnes book. Is that also called The Debutantes? It was such a good book. Okay. For the New Orleans elite, the Le Masque's Ball, I'm not even going to pretend to speak French, is sure to be the social event of the season if they can avoid another dead queen. Yes, when debutante Margot Landry was found dead the morning after her reign of last year's ball, it was a tragedy, but not a shocking one. Margot was a wild child with a self-destructive streak, nothing like this year's queen, Lily LeBlanc. With a perfectly poised debutante on the throne, everything is going according to plan, until the ball is hijacked by a mysterious figure in a jester costume. That night, Lily sends a text to 3 of the maids on her royal court. Her best friend Vivienne, her boyfriend's sister Piper, and April, her former frenemy, asking them all to meet the next morning. But Lily never shows up. On the surface, these 3 debutantes don't have anything in common except their exclusive private school and their ties to Le Masques. I just can't. But soon they realize why Lily brought them together. Something dark is lurking beneath the glamorous surface of the debutante world, and it might be the reason she has disappeared. So the girls have to work together, they have to dig, they have to try and figure out what happened, they have to look into what happened to Margot, they need to try and find Lily, threats start to happen. It just sounds like there's, you know, if they don't get it together, they're gonna have another dead debutante on their hands. So when the gloves come off, the truth comes out. That's the tagline on this. I don't know, it just sounds like a fun time. Sounds like a fun time. Sounds right up my alley. Let me get you that Jennifer Lynn Barnes book just in case you didn't read it because it was super fun. It's called Little White Lies, but there was a debutante vibe to it. It was a really, really fun book. That was a 2-book series. Deadly Little Scandals was book number 2. I devoured those 2 books. Great, great fun. But again, we're not here for that. We're here for what's coming out in October. So you guys, sequels, new to me authors, just so much fun stuff to look forward to. A fantastic book planner. But I'm super excited. I can't believe it's already October. I can't wait to read Society of Lies. But let me know, which book are you most excited about? You guys know, I'm a mood reader, so I don't seasonal read like in a deliberate way, but I definitely get a little bit moody in the season. So like, give me those Bleeding Walls and give me the Dark Academia. But let me know what is gonna be topping your list this month. What are you looking forward to coming out? Do you have any specific plans? Let me know what I missed, because I know there's a bunch of books. Because what always happens is a month starts to go and then new books start coming out, and then I realized how many books I missed when I did this video. But you know, it's all in good fun. So here we are. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here today. And I hope everyone's doing great. I hope you are getting the season that you want right now in this time of year. And yeah, let's all enjoy Libra season while we have her, because she's great. She's a great gal. But all right, I will see you guys in the next video. It made no sense. All right, I am gonna do a Q3 wrap up for you guys. I do have another recent reads video to talk about. I'm having a really good September. Like, I'm reading a lot of books and I'm enjoying them. I did a reread. Like, it's just been like a solid reading month, and I'm also writing a lot, which is exciting. Like, not everything is exactly where I want it to be, and never, like, is it ever? But I have some really good books to talk about, which I'm excited about. So just tease you with that. Tease you with the Q3 wrap up, and then I don't know, after that we'll see what's gonna happen. But I will see you in those videos. Thank you for watching today's video. Take care, everybody, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.